What's up, internet world? This is Linus, and I know I've been gone for a little bit, but we're back. Had some stuff to take care of. You know what they say, life be lifing sometimes. But I got a little bit of a story for everybody, anyone that comes across this video. And it's about a faith journey that I took back in October, actually. And I've been sitting on this for a hot minute. I've been meaning to get this out since I made it to my next destination, because I moved across the country. I've actually made this video twice before, and each time it was just like either something's missing, or I don't know, it just didn't feel right. I don't know, but hopefully third time's a charm. So this is the story of my faith journey from New York all the way to Arizona. And the wildest part, just hearing it, is that I did it with almost no money. Left New York with $25 in my gas tank. Not my bank account, my gas tank. And that was it. And we know that $25 isn't enough to fill a tank, let alone get you anywhere near Arizona. So I guess that would be a question. How the hell did you get? So that's what this is about. So I guess we could go back as far as June, when my grandmother passed. She said, "Fuck this planet," and she bounced. More somberly put, she died. But that was something that I knew was gonna happen. Like, she and I had that conversation long before this year, even. And I even had that conversation with her after she passed. So I actually had a dream with my grandmother in it. And the dream let me know she was good. Like, I won't go too deep into that, because there are some fire synchronicities in that story. But she let me know she was good, and that she was better than good. So I wouldn't say she's resting, because she kind of just went into full-on ancestor training. But that was back in June, and I actually had to fly to South America to go to her funeral. I was down there for about a month almost. Came back and ended up in New York with my family. And I was kind of bummed at my mom's house for a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you. And I don't know if it was the death in the family, or if it was just old energies coming back up, but my family still doesn't really get along. And as far as me and my mom's relationship is concerned, I mean, I love her to death, I wish her well, but she made it clear that we couldn't live in the same space. And that was coming from her, not from me. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. That's one of the things that a lot of us got to realize, is that you may want your parents to be better, and you may want them to grow spiritually the way that you're trying to grow spiritually, and for you guys to do that together. But they don't always want that. So part of the journey is recognizing that, like, you can't try to force your needs onto your family. You just got to let them do what they want to do, right? But towards like September, I kind of had nowhere to live. I was kind of living in my car, which I'm pretty sure we all go through this at some point. When we're living in our car, or don't have a keys to a place or anything. And I was talking to a friend who, she kind of went AWOL on her own journey. But around October, I think it may have been Friday the 13th, honestly. The week of that Friday the 13th. Let me check real quick. But around that time, where I was like, I don't know, I feel called to go to Arizona. ignoring this helicopter flying mad low for some reason. Why are you flying so slow, sir? Interesting. There are a lot of police copters down here, and they do some weird shit sometimes. The week of Friday the 13th. Apparently, that was also the week of Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. So that week, leading up to that Friday, I was like, damn, I've wanted to go to Arizona for about 5-6 years, and I didn't do it. And the months leading up to this week, I was getting a lot of Arizona synchronicities, and I was like, I wonder if I'm supposed to be going down there. What is it that's down there? Where am I supposed to be going? And then I was talking to some friends in a digital chat during a live video of this guy that I watch on YouTube, and we kind of ended up talking about Sedona in the Phoenix area, and I was like, Sedona might be where I'm supposed to be going. I don't know. We'll see. And like a couple days later, I saw an article talking about I forget what it was talking about. Something referring to Gaia, and I was like, So fast forward a couple months, we're at the week of the 8th of October to the Friday the 13th, and I'm like, I feel like I should go down there. And that week, I'm like, I want to go, but I don't have any money. I want to go, but I don't have any money. I decided that I wanted to go, but I was waiting. And then one of my friends, she was like, this is one of those faith jumps, my dude. You kind of just gotta go, and provision will be provided along the way. And this is something that I've been seeing in the months leading up to this as well. Is a lot of people talking about how during the journey, provision will be provided along the way, right? So we spoke about it for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it. And the day that I decided to leave happened to be Friday the 13th, which has actually been one of my lucky days. Like, I was born on the 13th of November, the 13th of November, and growing up, whenever the Friday the 13th came up, everyone was like, oh my god, Friday the 13th, and I was like, me being the weirdo that I am, I'm like, that's my day, bitch. All your luck goes to me. So I kind of had built up this thing in my head that Friday the 13th were very good days for me. And they were. So that was the day I left. I left New York. I was near the Roosevelt Field Mall. If any of you guys know where that is. And I pretty much started over for like the third or fourth time in my life. But shit happens. Building up becomes second nature after a while. It doesn't get easier, but it doesn't get that much harder, right? And if it does, it just means it's a level up. So I put a last $25 in my gas tank, and I put Sedona into my GPS, and I drove as far as the gas would take me. Which is actually pretty far. My car's got about 13 gallon capacity in it, and $25 got me a little over a quarter tank at the time. Or was it a little over? It was a little less than a half tank because gas is expensive, but not too expensive. And I made it about a couple hundred miles. I made it as far on that less than a half tank as I would on a full tank, and then some. So that off rip was like interesting. Sorry, the dude just rode his bike over here in this area, and I was like, interesting. So that alone was kind of like a sign, I guess, that I was going the right way. And it was like, just drive. Your car's gonna run out of gas at some point, but just drive. So I put on cruise control, and I kept driving until the accelerator didn't work anymore. And I put my hazard lights on. Ended up on a small overpass bridge. And if anybody knows how overpass bridges work, the shoulder gets smaller, and then it re-expands out to however big it was, for when the road's just a regular road. So I stopped, pulled over to the shoulder, and my car was like, I still had like a foot, 2 feet of my car over the white line into the lane on an interstate highway. So helicopters passing back again. They're being weird. They're going slow. Whatever. So yeah, I was stopped on an interstate with big trucks passing, no gas, in the middle of Pennsylvania, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I gotta push my car off because I couldn't leave it there. I had to push it off that highway because I knew that if I left it there to go get gas, by the time I came back, my car would either be gone or completely just fucking destroyed. So I opened my door and I would wait till trucks passed, and some moved over, some didn't, and I would push my car off the bridge. And there was one time where this truck was passing, and when I tell you, I felt the spin of the air of the truck tires on the back of my neck. Woo! I was that close to getting hit by a truck, like 5 times too. It wasn't just once. But I finally got my car off to the shoulder, and I moved it deep into almost like it was almost in the ditch, just so it would hit it, right? And then I sat there for a little bit. I was kind of pissed. I was like, damn, I don't like. I was like, and I was like, oh fuck it, alright. I guess I gotta just walk to the next exit. And sidetrack though. The biggest theme before leaving was I was afraid to leave New York on this journey. And when I realized that, I was like, what? Afraid? Me? Ew. It was like, damn, I have to do it. Because I'm the type I tell my friends, my family, my girlfriend, if you're afraid to do it, now you got to. And here I am sitting there like, I don't know how to do this. Like that emoji. Oh no! So I had to do it. And but then that's when I got my car and I left. And that, like, I guess that same sense of, I don't know, maybe of fear came back up on some level, like in a lower level, when my car died the first time. And I was afraid that if I walked away, that my car would not be, I wouldn't be able to get into it and drive again. Because at this point, I've had that car for almost 5 years, and it was pretty much like part of the family almost. But I walked to the next exit, and I noticed that every time I looked back, I was hurt. And I was like, stop looking back. There's a reason why Lot was told not to look back. So, lest ye be salty, don't look back. The fuck? Made a little joke to myself. That made it better. By this time it was like 7-ish at night. It got a little dark, and this car pulled over, and dude got us like, you need help? I'm like, yeah. It was like, I saw that car back there, and I kind of figured, and then I saw you, but like, you're wearing all black because I almost hit you pulling over. And I was like, oh yeah, that's good to know. Thanks for letting me know that. But he's like, I don't have much money, but I can help you out with like a gallon of gas or something, so you can get it to the Walmart that's off the exit. And I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, I appreciate it. So that's what we did. We went to a Walmart. We went to a Dollar Tree actually. Got a bottle of water, like a big jug, emptied it out, and used it as a makeshift gas can because he didn't have much money either. And then went to the gas station, got a gallon, and then I walked back to my car. He said, I can't take you back, but I can show you where to go from here. So I walked back to my car, back down that exit. It was about 1.5 miles, almost 2 miles. And maybe not even that far. Maybe about 1 mile. it was far enough that I was starting to freak out when I didn't see my car in the night. Filled my car up though with a gallon, got it into the Walmart parking lot. And I took a nap for the night. And the very next day, I think it was that Sunday. I know it was a Saturday. He messaged me out of nowhere. He was like, "Hey, you still here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm not doing anything. I'm meeting a friend. You want to join us?" And I was like, "Why not? Sure." So I met them at Walmart. We walked around for a little bit. And then we drove to his friend's house. And then he was like, "Hey, if you want, you can spend a couple nights by my house. I need some help with some work, get some work done. I can, cover you for gas if you help me out." And I was like, "I don't know you. You don't know me. I could be a murderer. You could be a murderer. Why would you offer me that?" But I was like, "Hey, I'm on a faith journey. Why not? Fuck it, right?" So I did. I went to his house. It was 12 miles away from my car. So if I was gonna die or get stranded, I would have to walk 12 miles. So I mean, but like, if it came to dying or walking 12 miles, I'm pretty sure I would have rather to die. I'm kidding. No, I would have rather walked that 12 miles. So went to his house, helped him build like this light rack for his plants, because he plants things and he kind of has like a little garden and whatnot. He's got a couple fish tanks that he likes to take care of. So I helped him build a rack for one of his plants. We got a bunch of plywood, 2x4s and stuff, and we sawed what we needed to saw, cut what we needed to cut, and drill what we needed to drill, and play music, and we ate. And then I was like, "Well, I appreciate it." I figured I'd be spending just that one night by his house. But he was like, "You want to go to church with me tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" Right? Don't consider myself to be religious, but I'm not one that is like, "Oh my God, Christians, ew," because I was raised Christian. Plus, if God's source wants to give me a message, I can get just as good of a message in church as anywhere else. Alright? So I'm not really picky where my messages come from. At least I try not to be. So we went the next day, and he asked me if I was okay with him adding me to the prayer list or whatever, because the way his church does things is everybody that needs a prayer tells the pastor what they need a prayer for, and so everyone's going like, "I need prayer for my sister, I need prayer for my cousin, my older sister's got cancer, my younger brother is this, my cousin is that," And then so he was like, "Hey, I met this guy on the highway yesterday, and he's trying to get to Arizona." So I guess he did like a prayer thing, and I guess he had everybody ask them what they want, and then I was like, "You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna add one too." So he goes, "You want to add something, newcomer?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm hearing that everybody's going through stuff," and that's kind of why I feel like I was prompted on this faith journey to begin with, is because if we're supposed to be building the new earth and whatnot, or taking care of people, or making a better society, whatever it is that you believe that you're supposed to be doing, it's good to know who it is that you're building for, right? Or who needs help and how they need help. So I was like, I'm seeing that everybody's going through their own thing. So the only thing I want to add is that to be thankful or to give this, I would like to give thanks that even though everybody's going through their own shit, everybody still got up and made it to where they feel they needed to make it to today. Just lighthearted stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, well, thank you." And so when he started the prayer, he was like, "Yeah, I want to hit on what Linus said about the fact of being strong and having strength and being grateful and showing gratitude and all that fun stuff." This is the third time this helicopter came out. I think it's a copter, and I think they're looking for somebody. But yeah, so then after that, he kind of he blew up my spot, and he told everybody that I was traveling and I ran out of gas, and I helped him with this, and he helped me with gas, and we kind of helped each other because he had a lot of odd jobs that he was doing by himself that he needed help with for a while, and I needed gas. So I actually ended up spending 3 days by this dude. Oh, bro, when I tell you, when I went downstairs in this guy's basement, because that's where he had us build these shits, I'm telling you, bro, this shit sounds like a fucking horror story. There was a giant hole in this man's foundation wall thing, and it legitimately looked like it was a Hostel movie, like Hostel Part 2 or some shit, or like The Hills Have Eyes type. Like, it was a giant dark hole in the wall. I'm gonna find pictures and put them in here. And I was like, you know, this is the type of shit they tell you to watch out for in horror movies, and I'm way too black to be playing these horror movie games. So I don't know what is going on here, but luckily, you know, like I said, rolling faith, we're alive, and he's actually still talk to this dude on Snap. I actually just told him earlier to let his church people know that I'm doing okay, because I'm recording this on a Sunday, the 25th of February, the 25th of February, 2024. February, good lord. But yeah, no. So and after he told the story, everybody and their grandma, almost literally grandmas too, everybody and their grandma pulled up, was like, oh my god, here's for gas, here's. I get them raising me money and stuff for gas, and I'm like, come on guys, why? And I don't remember if it was at his church that I heard this, or somewhere else, but it was recent. But it was something I think it was them that said this. They said that this is something that I think everybody should take, is if someone inconveniences themselves to help you, you are worth the inconvenience. So if you're like, oh no, I don't want to inconvenience you, no, it's okay, when someone's offering you help, the fact that they're offering you help means that whatever inconvenience you might be to them is worth it, right? So don't be afraid to ask, offer, or receive help. And I think that's something that shifted my perspective on a lot of things. But I had enough for gas, and they gave me a box with a bunch of canned goods in it for food and whatnot for my travels. And they were like, we hope your journey is good, let us know, and then he showed me the friend who, because he's a friend now, the guy who grabbed me from the highway, helped me out. He showed me where his father was buried, and I'm like, damn. I don't remember when he said he lost his dad, but and that was one of those things where, yo, grandma just passed. I feel you. Everybody loses somebody at some point, right? And that was more somber messages, but it was kind of one of those things where it's like, we are moving forward regardless. So you may have had somebody just pass in your life, but it's alright. In the long run, it'll be alright, because you can still be moving forward, and they can help you from where they are if they need to. And then we went back to his place again. I spent one more night, helped him fix his bathroom, because he had a giant hole in his bathroom. Interesting story. We're gonna leave that one private. But between him and whatever reason that he had for his bathroom to have a giant hole in it, we're just gonna we're gonna leave that one alone. But I helped him fix his bathroom, and then I think I left that Monday, either that Monday or that Tuesday. Went back continued on my journey, and bro, when I tell you Pennsylvania is the longest motherfucking state to drive through aside from Texas, good lord. I think I stopped 3 times in Pennsylvania. I drove full tank, drove another 400 miles, still in Pennsylvania. I stopped by a church, met a pastor. I was like, you guys need any work done? I need to fill my tank with gas. I'm willing to do something for you guys for a tank of gas. He was like, nah, I'm just gonna fill your tank up. And I was like, he goes, no, it's alright. It's alright. Let me grab the church card. We'll fill up your tank. And I was like, I appreciate it. He sent me his email and everything. And I sent him pictures too. Let him know when I made it to my destination. When I made it. But, it was either, yeah, and I think I stopped in right at the border of Pennsylvania one more time. So I stopped in Pennsylvania 3 times. And when I don't know how my tank got filled. I made a stop within 2 days. I had enough to fill my tank. Everywhere that I stopped along this trip, it took 2 weeks, a little more than 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks actually, to get from New York to Arizona. And straight shot is 38-hour drive, right? But because I had to split it up and stop and wait for gas and all that fun stuff, it took about 2 weeks. Then I think I ended up in Pittsburgh, and I had to stop there, by a Starbucks. Well, I ended up near Starbucks, but I stopped near, I think, the Red Line in Pittsburgh. It was like a free bus system, and it was either free in the daytime and the nighttime, or just free at night. But I met this other lady that was waiting for the bus, and we spoke for a little bit, and she was also going through her own shit. Stepped in my car that night, and the dude from Pennsylvania that helped me out, he said that he didn't have money at the time to pay me for gas, for helping him do whatever he did around his house. So he was gonna send me money whenever he got the chance. And it just so happened that I think it was 2 days later, when I ended up in Pittsburgh, that he sent me, I think it was $50. And I was able to fill my tank up and go to the next location. And I think I was able to pass St. Louis, or I stopped in St. Louis. I don't remember where, but I made a couple stops. But I decided I was going to stop in Oklahoma because I actually knew friends from there, and I had actually lived in Oklahoma for 6 years before having to go back to the East Coast to take care of some things, to then go to my grandmother's funeral, to then go back to New York, to then leave. So I called one of my friends. I was like, "Hey man, I'm driving. I'm going on a journey. I'm coming down to Oklahoma." He's like, "All right, bet. I'm out of town right now, but I should be there back by the time you get there. We'll hang out. We'll have some beers." And, you know, he was my hot wings and video game buddy when I lived in Oklahoma. Bless that man. That man's a wonderful soul. He's an amazing father. You know who you are, buddy. Shout out to you. So he actually was chilling by his sister's house for their nephew's birthday party, and I've actually met his sister before, and she's pretty cool, and her husband, he's cool too. They're like all really cool, and they're like, "Yeah, just come over." And we hung out, ate some food because it was a birthday party. So I was definitely. Oh wait, before that, let me go back. Before I even got there, I had to stop in Veneta, Oklahoma. Good Lord, I don't know how y'all Venetians. I don't know how you Venetians, you Venetamites, you Venetites, you people from Veneta. I don't know how y'all live there. I couldn't do it. I stopped there, and it was like certified sundown town status, but not really, right? They were pretty cool. It just looked like one. It looked like hella outdated, hella old. It looked like one of those small towns that everybody knows everybody, and your high school sweetheart is your best bet at a meaningful relationship. Otherwise, you're kind of just screwed. Yeah. And I was like, how do I get out of here? Because I need to keep going. And the way my gut was telling me was I did not want to stay in that town at all. That was like one of those places you break down and you kind of just get stuck. Because the only thing there is a Walmart. Everybody in the town pretty much works at Walmart, and I couldn't do that because my mission is different than working at Walmart. And this is no shade to people that work at Walmart, because y'all motherfuckers are strong as shit. Don't let nobody tell y'all different. Y'all are some of the strongest people out here. Y'all Walmart employees, good lord. If I could, I'd make an army of y'all. An army of Walmart employees and Chick-fil-A employees. If you made an army of Walmart workers and Chick-fil-A employees, that'd be the strongest army this world has ever seen. The Spartans who? Nah, like we ain't got none of the Walmart and Chick-fil-A niggas. But yeah, so I actually had a longboard in my car that after going to the McDonald's and walking up and down the place and asking people if they needed work, or if there was a community center that I could help out for a little bit. Because I actually went to the precinct and I asked them, I said, hey, I'm on a faith journey. I've been called to go to the state. But I ran out of gas and I was wondering if y'all need people to help you. You need help with anything? I was like, we don't. We appreciate the move, the I guess the guts. Because I was talking to these two officers and like they were like, wow, the fact that you're doing that because you said you were called by God to go, that's strong. And I was like, well, thank you. It doesn't feel it. I'm tired right now, but I appreciate you guys. But they sent me to this community center that I can offer help at, whatever, but it was closed. I know. And I was like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? So what I decided, I had a thought. I posted my longboard on sale. I was like, I just need this much to get to Oklahoma City. All I need is like half a tank, because the way my car was doing good on gas, and how far Veneta's like right at the upper northwest corner of Oklahoma, and Oklahoma City and Norman areas towards the middle. So it was a bit of a drive, but a quarter tank, half tank about to a 3/4 tank would have got me there. So I posted it on Facebook for $40. I knew it was worth more than that. The longboard itself was worth maybe like 80 or 90, but I needed to get that. I needed to get it gone. So I posted it on $40, and by that night, 3-4 hours later, this dude messaged me. He was like, "Hey, I'll buy that from you." 40, and he didn't try to haggle me or anything. He said $40. Meet by the Walmart. And the funny thing is, I had already parked in the Walmart parking lot because they had free Wi-Fi and I had nowhere else to go. So I was like, yeah. He was like, when can you meet? I said, I'm there right now. He's like, I bet I'll be there in 5 minutes. This was at like 11 o'clock at night. So he pulled up on a bike, gave me $40, took the longboard. He was like, yeah, this is good. I said, yeah, I know it's a bit of a steal, but I gotta get to OKC. I'm out. I'm tapped out on money. He goes, I kind of like, I know I could, flip this pretty nicely, but like, I get you. I wouldn't stay any longer in Veneta if I could leave either. And I'm like, really? Why? He goes, this is a shit town. Don't get stranded here. He's like, don't get stranded here. Don't get stuck. If you can get out. And like he didn't know that I had $0, like nothing. So the fact that he said that as he was paying for my gas to get out of Veneta, I was like, I'm going to take that as a sign to get the fuck out of Veneta. ASAP, no Rocky. You feel me? So he gave me the $40, took the longboard, popped it on his bike, rode away. And I was like, yeah. I'm tired, so I'm asleep for like an hour. I'm about left at like 4 or 5 a.m. Woke up, and I was like, I'm even gonna wait for the sun. I just filled my tank up with gas and I bounced. Oh boy. I actually had enough money to pay for gas and the toll. I don't remember how I set that up or how I was able to make that work. I forgot how it played out, where I was able to fill up with gas enough to get to OKC, but also pay the toll. Oh, I had a bunch of quarters in my my glove box. And so yeah, okay, cool. So made it down to OKC, let my homie know that I was there. He said, pull up, perfect day. I made it the exact day the birthday was happening. So I was able to get there. We all hung out, told him what I was doing. My story played out. I told him the next day, because we were chilling, hanging out. I just said I'm traveling to Phoenix, to Sedona, because Sedona is the definition, the location I was headed to. His sister, her husband, his nieces, his nephews, his daughter, and his son was there, and his parents were there. So I was basically low-key invading a family function. But because I've met them a couple times, they were like, come through, Linus, come on. I'm telling you, bro, this country tries to get black people and white people to hate each other. But when I tell you, nobody adopts people like white families. Yeah. Like, for real. And I say that with all the love, because I can't tell you how many families I met in Oklahoma where they're like, "You're here by yourself? You're ours now." And I'm like, "Good Lord." And they're like, "Yes, your family, come here." And I'm like, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I could help these people out. But you know, everybody's struggling, everybody's got their own stuff, everybody's making ends meet, everybody's doing their thing. But I was like, it's like one of the things, like, I gotta take care of these people. Of course, you always gotta take care of your people. But he was headed up back to where he was living, and his parents left the next day. So, and I couldn't stay too long, because they were let me spend the night once. I was playing with their kids. It was like 6 of them, playing freeze tag with sandbags with 6 kids that were max 9 years old. So they had fun. I got a workout in, which, bruh, chasing after 6 kids for only 3 hours is a lot. I can only imagine what it's like for all you full-time parents out there. Shout out to y'all with 6 kids, right? One's a lot as a baby, but 6, that's a whole different animal. So to all y'all multi-child families out there, respect to you. And then I told him that day before he left what I was going through, my journey, and what happened, and about my grandmother, because, you know, we're really good friends, so we talk about our problems with each other a lot sometimes. And he was like, you know, it's funny you say that, because when my parents came down here, they said they felt called by God to give you this. And I'm like, and he slid me $100. And he waited till after they left, and I was like, huh? What? And he was like, yeah, even before you got down here, they told me they were called to give you this money for some reason. And they wanted me to wait till they left, because they didn't want you to thank them. They didn't want you to say, they didn't want you to even know that they felt the need to do this for you. They just wanted to anonymously give you money because they felt called by God to do it. And I was like, the fuck? Like, thank you. And so he was like, yeah, so it's interesting that you tell me this now, because they decided this a couple of days ago. When they found out that you were coming down, once I told them you were coming down, they decided since then. So he gave it to me in private, and I didn't talk about it with them, even though I wanted to, but that was their wishes. And he went his way that day. I went mine. I said thank you. We gave each other hugged his kids, because they actually enjoyed my company. I'm really good with kids. Yes. I gave everybody a hug. I actually hugged his parents goodbye before he even told me that they had money set aside. That's how cool I think his family is. So even after the fact, and I was kind of mad because they didn't let me thank them. But that was them saying, don't thank me, thank God. You feel me? Quick edit. I'm actually sitting at McDonald's right now, and I had gotten a call, which is why I forgot this part. The part that I forgot was that not only did his parents have $100 set aside for me, his sister and her husband also did the same thing. So I got $200 that day, and that was gonna cover the rest of my trip to Arizona, hands down, easily. So they essentially just secured the rest of my faith journey to Arizona, and it was done in Oklahoma, no less, the place where I was living for 6 years before I had to leave the country. So it's interesting how your friends, especially like your divinely placed friends, how they end up looking out for you. Yeah, thank God. You feel me? So I got back in my car, went about my business, because I actually had to stay there I was actually going to leave that day, but I was like, there's some other people I gotta see down here, because I got friends down here in Oklahoma that I've made since being here that I gotta go see. I gotta say what's up to. One of them was busy. He didn't even see my message till like a week later. He was dealing with stuff with his family, having problems with his grandma too. When she actually ended up passing later on that year, but so rest her soul too, rest her power, grand. But I was able to speak to him a couple like last week. No, he's okay. But there was another family that I met when I first moved down there, and I was working at the Target, and I saw them. We had dinner together. They gave me clothes for my baby girl. I spent a night there. And then the next day, I ended up going boating with the father in the family. I've never done that, and I'm like, what? And the funny thing is that day I was like, what is it I'm waiting for? I feel like I'm waiting for something, because like I said, that was like the longest leg of my trip. I spent 2 days by my other friend. I spent a day by these friend, and it looked as if I was getting ready to spend another day. So it would have been 4 days in Oklahoma. And I'm like, what is it that I'm waiting for? And then a friend that needed my help called me that day, but I was in a no service area, in the middle of the water, middle of a lake. So I didn't get that call until I got back that night. It was either, I'm trying to remember. It was either that day, and I didn't get it till the next day, or it was the night before. I didn't get it till that night. I don't remember, but a day had passed since this person called me, and since another person called me and said, hey, you gotta go get so-and-so. So I was like, what happened? And it was one friend. She was like, yes, so-and-so needs your help. She's in Dallas, and she needs a medevac. She was having her own stuff. I'm not gonna talk about what she was going through. That's her business. And I'm not the type to talk about other people's business on the internet. You feel me? So I was like, all right, bet. And I was like, that's what I was waiting for. So I decided to hold on. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I got a call. But I definitely should make this quick. Let me finish up. So yeah. They're like, gotta go get so and so. They're in Dallas. They need a medevac. So they're all right, cool. So I drove down to Dallas, which is only 2 hours away. So if there was any point in time where I was gonna get a call to have my presence requested, that was a perfect time for the call to happen. So I drove down to Dallas, picked up my friend, helped her pack her stuff, put it in storage so that she can leave her situation, and she drove with me to Arizona. We made it to Sedona. Ironically enough, that day when I went and grabbed her, I had this really intense headache that's actually coming back right now. Ironically enough, it was this really intense headache. My body was cold, and I was like, nah. And she's like, you're probably going through another ascension. And this time it was intense. So I ended up sleeping for 12 hours straight. I haven't slept for 12 hours straight in a long time. And I woke up and I was okay, like nothing ever happened. I was still tired. I was still had like a headache, but I knew that I needed to move for the headache to go away, kind of thing. So we left Dallas, and we drove the 14 hours from there to Sedona. And I don't know how this happened, but we ended up going into Arizona from the top, right? So we didn't drive through Phoenix, through whatever. We ended up on the top to Sedona by Flagstaff, and we came down. So we ended up in Sedona, and I was like, yeah, this is it. My friend was like, nah, this is not it. And later on, she kind of went in her own journey. We kind of split. She did her own thing. But when I got there, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be. Ended up in Phoenix about like a couple days later. Ended up in Tucson about a week later. And now I'm in Phoenix, kind of still rebuilding my life, right? And that's kind of where this delay came from. These last couple months have been me kind of putting stuff back together and moving in faith and being patient while also working, and But today I was like, I need to get this out. I need to make this happen. All in all, the journey took, like I said, about 2 weeks. I left New York on the 13th of October, and I ended up in Arizona on the 26th of October. Those might be significant days for you guys, because 26 is just 13 times 2. So I guess that was 2 cycles of 13, right? Or, well, it was one cycle. The journey itself was one cycle of 13. The energy leading up to that was one cycle of 13. And I think me getting acquainted with the area might have been another cycle of 13. I don't remember. I have to find out the days. But I spent my birthday down here, and I'm, as I say, on the verge of a breakthrough, the next step of my journey, which is probably why I felt called to get this out. Sort of like a closing the door on that chapter of my struggle, moving forward here. So I'll keep you guys posted if you liked it. I hope this really helps you, because I felt the need to share this, because there are going to be times where we need to take steps in faith, right? Where we don't know the outcome. We don't know what's going to happen. We can't see the next steps, but it's necessary for our growth that we accept the blindness, so to speak, and take the step forward anyway. Just hold God's source's hand on the journey and let him guide you, right? So if there's something that you really, really feel you're supposed to be doing, that you feel a need to do, be it you believe it's some level of elevation, a new positive cycle, something to do with your promised land, so to speak, do it. That fear is letting you know that it's something that's supposed to happen. That fear that you're like, ooh, I don't know, I don't want to, but I do, but I feel like I really need to do it. That fear that's like, no, don't do it. That's your biggest indicator that you really do need to do it, regardless. And when you come out on the other side, you're going to be so much better. It's going to be such a crazy evolution that there'll be people that are around you that you won't even resonate with anymore, because that step, that leap of faith you took, evolved you so much, so rapidly and so far, that the people that you were resonating with the day before you took that leap, even when you're going through that journey, they'll be completely misaligned, unless they took that leap with you in some level, in some way, shape, or form, right? It doesn't have to be someone's got to go with you on the journey, but the mindset, the concept of having that faith, whatever it is that constitutes that faith leap. Maybe it might be a relationship that you're not sure you should take a chance on, but you feel called to, despite all the fear signs that you're seeing. It could be a business plan, it could be an actual physical journey, but don't be afraid to do it, or do be afraid to do it. Take the jump anyway. Who knows, your testimony might help somebody out. So that was my faith journey 2023, setting me up for the abundance of 2024. And I think I evolved, honestly. I might have to change my intro from the cosmic lion with 19 tails to the cosmic lion with 20 tails, because we evolving out here. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys later. You guys be safe.